Admiral, do you hope to see that? I do. And Admiral, would you say that
This nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds. It was founded on the principle that all men are created equal, and that the rights of every man are diminished, and the rights of one man are threatened.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has...
I don't know.
Oh, there I am.
We're live from
That's
Filthy's
funny.
in Vero Beach. John, take it away.
John, take it away. We are live here from Filthy's Vero Beach. Thanks to Angela and Nick Novak for allowing us to be able to do this here in Filthy's. We got a nice crowd going right now. We got about over about 15, 20 people right now. So we got a bunch of topics. I'm John from TGI Now podcast. I host that with Rondell, who's here, and then Eddie might be here showing up soon. And then we got Mike from To The Point podcast. Mike's my partner in the IRC Media Indian River Connections setup that we have with our podcast. And we got Binford Chronicles in the house as well. And we got a good group of people. So it's going to be another fun night. Thanks for coming down. Tell your friends that we do this every the second Thursday of the month right here at 6 to 8 p.m. And we talk about all kinds of different topics. And tonight we're going to get into quite a few topics. I bring a list of topics here. And so, we got the global awakening. I wanted to kind of do a whole process of what we're witnessing right now. The Schumann resonance spike is happening as we speak. We also have the silence before the shift, animals acting strange. Mandela effect is always a big popular topic that we do. And then Courtney here, if Courtney's karaoke, Courtney wants to talk about the spiritual battle of the mind and the psychological warfare that we're dealing with here in our realm, our reality here on planet Earth as Joe likes to talk. And we're going to bring on Joe and Steve coming up here in a second. They're here. Joe was opening up the whole idea of doing the Conspiracy Club 101. He kind of threw the idea out there, and then this became what it is today. So we really appreciate everybody being here, and we'll bring on Joe and Steve. You can do that. Yep. Bring them on. Bring their microphones on.
Here we go.
There they are.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, fellas?
All right.
How we doing?
Conspiracy Club 101.
101.
Steve's
which means entry.
Right.
Entry level.
Steve's got his shirt on. So
I got my shirt, got my shades.
Yep.
I'm ready to play.
Yep. Can you guys hear over there? Can you guys hear on the speaker over there?
I hope so, because I can hear through the headphones.
I don't think
Can you hear on the speaker?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys got it on over there?
Beautiful. All right. Sweet. No, thanks for being here, everyone. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Yep. Thank you for being here. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Yeah, look at that guy. The guy's all excited at the bar. Look at him. Yeah, look at him. He's all happy. He's got a certain suit and tie on. Look at him. Yeah.
Here we go.
He's in the Matrix.
He's working.
He's
He looks
working.
good.
He's working.
He looks good.
He's got some. Right. Thank you guys. We're up there on the screen right there. There you go.
I'm not used to this. I better be careful.
What's the matter?
Usually the people who can hear me running my mouth are not in front of me.
That's so funny.
So this is great.
Yeah.
So
that's another reason why we get together, right?
Yeah,
because there's nothing quite like, the interaction, feeling each other's energy and, sort of bringing other people up, and carrying it, together,
Yep,
which essentially is really what we talk about, right? When we talk about, the vibrations, and we were mentioning Schumann resonance,
Yep.
And the Schumann resonance chart.
A lot of people don't know what that is.
A lot of
it's a
people
chart.
don't.
So people call it the heartbeat of the planet. So it's kind of like the frequency that's rising.
So yeah,
the light codes coming in, people awakening to the fact that we're not this small being that's not that's little, that we're insignificant. We're not.
Does anyone know that?
That's
does
what we're
anyone know
sold.
the beat?
The heartbeat.
Yeah, 432, right?
432. Yeah, you guys know that because you're musicians.
Yeah.
Well, that equals what? 9.
9.
Nine.
Yeah, 9. Well,
Yeah.
369.
Right.
The secret of the universe is the numbers 369, energy,
Correct.
frequency, and vibration. That's Nikola Tesla, free energy that we don't have, that we should be getting real soon, hopefully.
440A is standard. That's what
standard.
But that's
They-
dissonance resonance.
That's bad, right?
432 is easier to sing in.
Okay.
And it's a lot harder
They-
to hit a bad note.
All
They
right.
they changed the standard tuning. They changed that. I think it was in the 20s.
Steinway.
They changed the standard tuning, and it's different. I'm not an expert at that conversations that about that, but I know if you look into it, it's a real thing, and I could
Steinway.
guess that it wasn't for good
Yeah.
purposes that they did that. If you ever listen to old classical music and everything is sort of it sounds different, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't hear music like that today.
No.
And it's because they can't make it today because the tuning is different, and it's just a slight difference, but it changes.
Right.
And
all the classic, the Mozart, the Beethoven.
yeah, and then and in those days, I mean, those guys were rock stars in their days, but that music moves you in a different way, and music is one of the tools that can uplift a person, or
It makes your plants grow.
it does.
Right? Yeah.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
It's,
It's the frequency of the planet. It's the heartbeat. So it's what makes everything go. Everything's connected. So that's where we're starting to realize it. Everybody's connected. Everybody gathering here is connected.
Right.
None of us knew each other before COVID, let's say, because that was 6 years ago yesterday that COVID was officially a pandemic. But now everybody knows each other. So now everybody's getting to know each other. We got people that are coming from other places.
So
other counties.
it's happening.
It's happening. Yeah, it's happening, and that's
It's all females too.
That's
right?
what we were referring to. And Schumann, if people don't know, is I think it was his doctor that it's named after him because he sort of created the scale, and you can look it up every day.
All right.
And, so what they say is that in the realm, on the planet, we hover around a 200 vibration, and that if we were able to get it up to between 200 and 300, to that point, at 300, every problem that humans face would basically be winnable and achievable. John and I have spoken about this many times when we've done a show about it, but I think there are a lot of people that don't realize that it can be measured. It's a real thing. It's not what do you like to say when it's something that people make up, like pee-pee caca or something? You say you make reference to something you say when you're referring to something that doesn't exist. I wanted to quote it, but
it's kind of the way we look at it is like this is a frequency that we live in. So it's what we think, what we believe, what we look at, what we consumes us. So you have to be careful what you consume, and that's just not food, that's just not water, that's information. You're consuming information on a daily basis that you're being subconsciously programmed and don't even know it.
It affects your vibrational.
Yes,
it affects your
absolutely.
energy. Courtney's brilliant. She's so brilliant. And earlier today, I said, John, we have to put it on the T-shirt. Courtney said, I said, you're always in a good mood, and more than just a regular bartender. She's always got that, great energy, Yep. And she says, Joe, I try to think about what I'm thinking about. And, so be responsible enough to think about what you're thinking about.
Think about what you're thinking about.
So, I love it. So, today, there was another shooting, and so, I was at the gym earlier, and all the TVs were on it. And, and this is no... this is no disrespect to anybody who lost a family member there or anybody that passed away or anything like that. But, I chose not to really engage, in that. And I felt that, if a bunch of us were sitting around sort of, talking about, this is terrible and all of that. And, we think we're just being good citizens and going to try to do something about it. Well, how about if we used that circumstance to go out and, I don't know, you're making a meal for your family, make some extra and bring it to your elderly neighbor, right? Yeah. Or, or any number of things that you can really do, wouldn't have to cost you a whole lot of money. Now, did you change anything with regard to the gun or the shooting or anything? No, right? But sitting home and complaining about it or being fearful about it, that certainly didn't change anything either. Mm-hmm. What you did do is make the lady's day next door, right? Yeah. And then what happens to you when you do something like that? I mean, what happens to me is that it becomes very evident that I'm affected also. Mm-hmm. I'm affected in a really good way. Yeah. I mean, hopefully she likes my food, right? But and there you go. So it's just to say I'm thinking about what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I made some extra pasta and brought it to my neighbor. I just did it last week,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
and so it's a simple kind of thing, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything like that. But people would be argumentative and really angry. Oh, what do you mean you're not talking about the shooting and it's terrible and all this whatever?
Yeah.
Well, you know, me talking about it or not talking about it, I don't want to risk myself, my vibration going down, getting to a state of fear myself, getting angry about the injustices of the world.
Well, what I say
You
is
know?
that what I try to tell you is that you have to protect your mind and control your emotions. Don't absorb it. Observe it. Don't absorb it. Because
Exactly.
once you absorb it, then it becomes part of your reality. So yeah, that might be bad. You don't even know if it's really real. Like you don't even know if the shooting is really real. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen or anything of that nature, but what I'm saying is that you don't know if it's actually happening the way you're being told. That's the bottom line.
Let's get back to that pivot point, right? Like, regardless of what we're referring to, in other words, the shooting or any other thing, okay?
Yep.
What you did was you allowed yourself to be responsible, and you thought about what you were thinking about.
Absolutely.
So I'm not getting on that path. I'm going to get on a path that's going to get me. And right there is making a difference. And in a sense, what we're saying, and the Schumann resonance scale and all the things that we're talking about, getting together like this, is raising each other's vibrations by only one thing you can change in the world, kids, and that's yourself.
Yeah.
Is it to say my responsibility is to my vibrational output, and it affects others. So in the same way a negative person will affect you, a positive person can affect you if you allow it. Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, that's the key, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the key. We can get into every detail of every conspiracy or every political thing or anything we want to talk about for until we're all not here anymore. Okay, and no, we're not going to do anything about it. But if we just become a little bit more responsible for our own vibrations, we can fix everything. I mean, quite literally, that same thing about bringing your neighbor some food, that same human element of love, that shows love and compassion and the higher vibrational things, and we're all capable of. And like I said, it brings my mood up, so everybody wins. Okay,
Steve, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I see it happen every day.
Do you?
Yes, people are changing. People are smartening up.
That's good. That's good to hear. Yeah.
And the Schumann resonance is off the charts, and I think it has a lot to do with it.
Okay.
Waking people up. I see people waking up, coming to face
more,
just what Joe
more
said.
Spiritual. I think more people are coming back
self-aware.
to self-aware. That's a great way to put it.
Stuff.
Yeah, so you got to be self-aware. I tell people, be awake and aware. Be awake of your surroundings.
It's a trap, and you're seeing the trap. You're not falling in.
No.
Look at Facebook. I mean, the ads are starting to, make sense and be positive instead of terrible. They're getting desperate with these shootings and such.
Yeah, it's desperation. Well, that's part of it too. Is it's a spiritual warfare, and I think that Courtney wants to talk
about that.
The spiritual warfare aspect of it,
and that's also too vibrationally like. You can. That's why if you're vibrating high like a spinning top, you'll just bounce off of stuff. Stuff will bounce off of you,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
But if you're not spinning it high and you're at a low frequency already, you could just get knocked over by the smallest thing.
You're
and
right.
again, just each of us, we're not changing the person that got shot or the person that did the shooting or any of those things. But we are changing ourselves, okay? And if we spread that around, look. I'm going to guarantee you that it makes you feel better. Okay? Here, just make this pasta for that lady and give it to her. I guarantee you'll feel better. I don't care what you're going through. It will definitely make you feel better. Or be pissed off about what's happening to you. Be pissed off that the world has injustices. Call somebody up and get them pissed off. Well, we've been doing that for really too long, all of us guys. I mean, that's really, if you look at it, there's no sides, there's no winner, there's no loser. There's just humans, okay? And we're out there, and we're, to be with each other and around each other. Keep your vibe high, and let that sort of be your calling card, okay? And if you can't, and you're in a low mood, whatever, hey, maybe somebody will knock on your door and bring you, some baked ziti. You know what I mean? I bet you that'll cheer you up.
Bring me some baked ziti.
There'll be some people that'll say, "Oh, I'm allergic to it," or "Who are you?" or "They're rude," or "They'll throw it away. It might be poison." whatever, and again,
It might be
Your neighbor.
poison. Yeah.
I
but
lived
the-
next door
Right.
for 2
right,
years.
That's
I lived
funny.
next door for 2 years.
You don't even
but-
know me.
You see, he's like that. He'd be like, "Who is this?"
Right.
Thinking I'm poisoning you, or
Yeah,
whatever. You know
I
what I
know.
mean?
Well-
But again, he's responsible for his vibration, right? So he's that top that got knocked over.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
what I mean?
I got you.
And that's where, if you look around, you'll see the tops that are knocked over,
Yeah.
and you'll see ones that are. We're trying to be the people that say, "John, you're low, you're low vibe, and I'll call
Yeah.
you up and I'll cheer you up."
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
maybe you'll bring me down.
Well, you have to raise each other up. That's the biggest thing. is
just
we-
ourselves.
Yeah, you have to,
And then-
you raise others up.
That's
That's the
That's
biggest
it.
thing.
Contagious.
You have to go ahead, Mike.
It's contagious.
It is. It's contagious, and I think that's what like Steve was saying earlier about like he's seeing people changing, people are waking up.
Yeah.
It becomes contagious, like what we're doing here. We're gathering. Who would have thought that we would be doing a show at Filthy's, doing it, type of situation like this, trying to build it to be more, maybe make it event where it's event driven, where people come and we share music, we play music, different hertz, frequencies, whatever, just to help raise that frequency and raise that vibration so that it does help everybody else around
Right.
us. Because this is all that matters is here.
Right.
Like you mentioned before about the shooting and the that isn't here. That doesn't exist. It's like I tell people, it's like nothing exists unless it's right in front of your face. Like everybody has a house, right, that live here, but the house doesn't exist till you go home and you walk in the front door. It's just like a game. It's like a matrix. It's part of the game. It's part of your reality. It's part of your frequency. So once you go home and open the door, they're like, oh, here I am. Now I'm home, but now we're here. What we're doing here is what the whole universe is doing in this here and now, right now. And that's the difference. And that's hard to comprehend sometimes.
It is. It's a lot to ask
It is.
of people, but like
What
I
is-
said, if you break it down to your own gig, your own vibe, your own jam,
Yep.
and it, people know it. How man, bad mood. A lot of people like really shoot to be in a bad mood. I
Well, because
remember-
misery loves company.
and
I
and
try
it
to
gives
tell
them.
it to people all the time.
Yeah.
Man, you got to lighten up. You got to find something to get you out of the rut you're in.
Exactly.
But first, you have to identify that you're in a rut.
Well, you have to
And
identify the
acknowledge,
situation.
and acknowledge it. And people are like, "Oh, I'm in a rut again," and they get comfortable there, and that's what they talk about. And they're that low spinning top that it's very evident. And if you're thinking about it on your own right now, if you're out there listening, and you say, "Hey, I did that myself," that's it. That's all you need, just to understand that. Because I do it too. I still do it now. All right, but I try to really be the best I can and better than yesterday.
That's it. That's all you
And
can
that's
do.
it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
If I do that and I hold my own responsibility as a priority in my life, my own vibration as a priority in my life, honestly, it affects my life every day in a good way. How I think about it, like if we're standing here and you start to travel and you travel due north, and then we pivot like maybe 2 inches this way, and we're traveling northeast a couple of degrees difference. Well, it's only like it's not far here, but if you get a mile down the road, well, you're like 10 miles apart. You get 50 miles down the road, you're like 1,000 miles apart. So you're ending up in it's a small little shift. Okay, think about what you're thinking about. If you can accomplish that today, you've shifted. Congratulations. It's that easy.
That's that easy. You're right. That's it. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Where's Courtney?
She's supposed to be coming. She's making a drink now. So
Okay.
she'll jump in. You want to let her jump in where you're at?
Yeah,
since
that's
you're-
fine.
And we'll do that.
Yeah.
And we'll take it. And then Steve, you could stick around a little bit, Steve,
Yeah,
if you
of course.
want. And then if
So
anybody else wants
some
to
of
come
the-
on, do you want to come on the show too? No. No, hold on. I'll come over and talk.
So, what it says about the global awakening, I'm gonna stipulate on the global adjective.
Yeah. A little.
But
the realm awakening.
Yeah, it's a realm, and well, it's really a Taurus field, but that's a different subject. Like it says here, sudden intuition spikes, right? Vivid dreams, deja vu. Deja vu happens to be a lot, and I sort of like never used to think about deja vu, but now I'm like, still don't know what exactly it means, but I know it exists.
Well, it's a glitch in the matrix, is what it is.
And so when you explain, so I'm not quite as well versed about that stuff as you are, or whatever. But all I'm saying is that it exists, like the Mandela effect, right?
Yeah.
Like I first started hearing about that, and I'm like, that can't be.
Yeah.
But it's not only can be, it's it's documentable.
It is,
It's a huge. It's unreal how that works,
Yeah.
right? And again, I can't explain. All I'm saying is that now I know it does exist. So I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Before it would just be something that just passes
Exactly.
me by, like
Yeah.
I always heard that deja vu was the Matrix showing you you're on the right path.
Exactly. It's a glitch. It's a glitch. It's
Yes.
a glitch. It's a glitch.
So it's a good
glitch
thing?
out. It's a good
It's a
thing.
good
It's a
thing,
glitch.
yeah.
Yeah. Because
I
remember,
always feel good when I get it.
well, remember
it's
the
weird.
There you go.
yeah, because
I
the
always feel
Matrix is
good.
the controlling program, so you're constantly in that same loop.
Right.
But then when you see the glitch, you're like, oh, okay, I'm right. We're supposed to be. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be at this moment in time. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So that's what you. And then everybody has certain glitches, certain signs, certain synchronicities.
Right. A lot of clock synchros, 11-11s,
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Yep.
4,
That used to
5,
happen to
6.
me. I used to wake up at like a certain time every day and whatever. In the middle of the night, it's a digital clock I had on my nightstand. It was
3
always the
o'clock?
same time. It was weird.
Was it after 3?
Yeah, I don't remember what time it was.
3's
I
the
was-
time.
it was, you know.
3's the magic time.
Three's the magic time.
You know, and this is stuff like when I was in my teens and 20s and whatever, that stuff like deja vu, for
Yeah.
instance. I never really like looked into what that could possibly mean. And now that these new conversations I'm having about the Matrix and how all this stuff kind of works, although I'm not well versed in I don't have a vocabulary to really speak about it. I am identifying it now.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with your mood or your vibration. Identify it, you know.
Oh, there's a hand going up.
Oh, we got a hand.
Energy harvesting. Huh?
Leo said his is 11:11.
Yeah. Did you want to come on?
I'm
Okay,
gonna
all right.
exit,
Kelly,
guys.
you-
They're
about
fighting
you,
to get
Kelly?
at it.
Why don't you sit in my spot?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. No. Have Jen come over,
Thanks for having
and
me
then
again.
go grab Courtney, because
Okay.
this will be good between her and Courtney. too.
okay, who are we
Okay.
bringing in?
So we're bringing her here,
Girls.
and then Courtney over
I
here.
forgot
We're
your
bringing
name.
in
I'm sorry.
girls.
What's her
Her
name?
name's Jess.
Jess.
I think so. Make sure, double check. Oh, she can sit there.
Well,
Courtney can sit here.
come
Yeah.
over here when she's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
How are you?
Introduce yourself again. Introduce
can't.
yourself
There you
again.
Hi, I'm Jess.
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 That's it, Jess. So Jess just came down from Brevard area.
Yep.
So you heard about it through Kelly Jackson and Sebastian, right?
Nice.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thanks for coming. That's
Yeah,
great.
Thank you for hosting us. I
Absolutely.
love
So
it.
we're gonna have Courtney come on as well. So Courtney's gonna come over here. Woo! All right. All right. There she is. Now she's making her second appearance. Thank goodness. We had her the first time. It was like the first time around.
Hi,
right?
Courtney.
Right? Right?
Hi. Hello.
The first show?
Yes,
right?
I
Was it
was
the
here
first
the
one?
first
Yeah,
show.
the first show. She got her shirt as well.
Yay.
She just gets. So we got Courtney and then
Jess.
Jess and Steve.
Steve,
How are you?
right?
Hi.
So
Hello.
Jess and you guys kind of wanted to talk about the same topics.
Okay.
So I had you written down for. Let me make sure I didn't screw up here. So Jess has spiritual battle of the mind, psychological warfare, right?
Cool. Yeah.
So
I like that kind of stuff too.
And she made a couple notes. You had a couple notes you put on here. You put motion controls emotion. So
Yes,
explain that.
John Berghoff. So I took a course years ago called Success Strategies by
Okay.
Sharon Fletcher. And in the book, I learned this one quote that changed my life, and that's motion controls emotion. Because when I was going through that course, I was going through a time of high anxiety, like, going through kind of like a soul death type thing in life and just a lot going on. I was like, I don't want to sit here and rely on a pill for every day for the rest of my life to stay calm and to like find that inner peace. So I heard that motion control emotion. I was like, oh, well, that's simple then. So I learned to like kind of Pavlov myself. And like, if I start getting like really anxious, like I'll start like wiggling my toes or I'll move around or consistently active. And like I realized too, like if I consistently have like a routine where I'm like walking every day or like actively moving consistently, then that's where it kind of really stimulates the happy,
Yep.
emotion. So
Well, I want to add to that
Yeah.
too. So I'm really deep into like finding peace and like doing stuff to regulate yourself into finding that kind of peace. But also, I read a book too that really stuck to me. And part of the book was said that think about what you're thinking about. Because, I mean, we don't have to just think about everything that falls into our heads. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
we start thinking about, okay, what do I have to do tomorrow? What do I have to do in a couple of days from now? Or just the past or just sadness or depression. And, You know, I mean, as soon as I feel myself starting to think about negativity stuff,
Uh-huh.
I try to, and I'm working on it still, but I try to stop it immediately. And I'm think, okay, I don't have to think about this. I can think about other things. I'm blessed in so many ways.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I just have so much to be thankful for. And a lot of people don't realize that we can stop thinking what we're thinking about.
Exactly.
You know?
No, that's huge. And I'll add to that too. So then we'll go around the room, Steve. And then so the same scenario that I come across too is a book called The Voice of Knowledge, which is a really, really good book. It's part of the 4 Agreements books. And one of the things they tell you is that we were born in truth and we grow up believing lies.
Yeah.
So the voice in our head, the voice that you're talking about, lies to you. So it's a liar. So it wants to bring you in a situation where, like you said, like, what am I going to do tomorrow? I got to go take care of that thing. And I got to go do this. And it's like, well, wait a minute, that's tomorrow. Yeah. What am I doing now? So thinking about what you're thinking about is the same premise of just letting making sure that voice in your head doesn't lie to you. So when it does start to lie to you,
or control you,
you tell it, no, I'm not allowing that to happen. I'm not allowing that into my reality.
A lot of it too is like how you think of it. Like, oh, I have so much stuff to do tomorrow. Oh my God. It's like, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff to do tomorrow. Like, thank God. Like, you know, a lot of people in this world don't have the opportunity to, you know, even have fresh water like we are blessed enough to have. Like, so it's really the way you look at life and the way you kind of control your thoughts and your mind with, like, not only just what you think, but it's how you think it. It's how you hear your inner voice to yourself.
Yeah, and how you talk to yourself too.
Exactly.
You
like
know,
the I am mantra.
I'm not attractive, or I don't like this certain feature of me.
You're beautiful,
you know, like I don't. Well, I'm just saying in general. You know, like that's the kind of stuff that people will say to themselves when everybody is different. Everybody is beautiful in their own certain way. You know, I mean, not everybody is the same, and we have to realize that too. You know, I mean, like, everybody is different. Mentally, physically, spiritually, we're all different. So we all just got to accept that this is what we are, you know, and be proud to be who we are.
And quit hating on people for being so different.
Exactly.
That's
you
when,
know,
like,
if they
society needs to wake up.
Then let them do it. I mean, as long as it's not sinful and outrageous, you know. But I mean, like, you want to go dance in the middle of the street and there's no cars coming, you know, go fucking dance in the street, you know, if you want to, you know. I mean, it's just little stuff like that. If people just change their perceptions a little bit, you know, I think people would be a lot more happier.
I agree. Steve?
Yes, the law of one.
Law of one, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you guys are talking about, the law of one.
Absolutely.
There's an audio book. It's like 2 hours on YouTube.
Okay.
They go right through it, and it's great. And you'll tune right into what's been discussed here just the past couple minutes.
Yeah, and that's why we do this, to bring that information to the forefront, so that people that didn't know about the book you're talking about, and the book she's talking about, and the book he's talking about, and the book I'm talking about, it's there for people to absorb, you know. And then that's where you have to protect, the key, and I think we wrote that down, the spiritual battle of the mind. You have to free your mind from that negativity, from those negative thoughts, to free your mind, you know. And we do that on the TGI Now podcast. Free your mind one episode at a time, you know, because we try to bring that information to the forefront to make you think about, you know, the things that you're grateful for, have gratitude, don't be pessimistic, be optimistic about things that are happening, and you're positive. Your life is positive. You know, you're doing what you need to be doing in this moment. We talked about synchronicities before you came on. There's different things, there's different signs in the universe that tell you you're exactly where you're supposed to be at this very moment. And there's no denying that at this point. So I think that's big.
I'm going to butt in on that. So
go ahead.
So sometimes when people say, oh, just be more optimistic, don't be such a pessimist. That's a lot harder than
it's easier said than
done. Absolutely.
So for me personally, how I've learned to do that is, like, learn to appreciate the small details in life, like the paintings on the wall, like look at the little beetles on the ground, like look up at the sky and look at the clouds, like all the things around. Just start to take an appreciation on little things. Stop and actually smell the flowers. And with that, you'll start to have like this spark of positivity kind of starting to build to the light inside. So it's like
super cool. How can we help people think this way more? Like, that's what I mean.
I think
really, I mean, that's awesome that we all think this way, but it's just like trying to spread that to people too. It's a lot harder.
Sidewalk chalk. Everyone carry sidewalk chalk and write "love all."
I love
really
that.
big.
That's
everywhere.
a good name for a podcast. Sidewalk talk. I like that, actually. That's
Yeah.
a good name for a podcast. Yeah, Love All. And then your
Sidewalk
theme
talk.
would be Love All.
Chalk.
Yeah. You guys should do a podcast together.
The chalk and talk. Yes,
Yeah,
I
chalk
love
and
dude.
talk.
I love your vibes. I love
Yeah,
it.
that's
Thanks,
awesome.
you too.
Yeah. And that's why we do this. I mean, that's part of it. I mean, you know, when we started our TGI Now podcast, that was 5 years ago. We have almost 300 episodes every Tuesday night. So that's a part of the reason why we did that show, is for people to be able to tune in, and we spoke our truth, whether it was other people's truth or not. Everybody has their own personal truths of what they feel is what the world is made of. Why we're here. Why don't people ask that question? Like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we here? Like, we're here to just pay bills and die. Like, why are we here? Where's the real reason why we're here? And I think we're about to find that out really soon. That, you know,
love.
exactly.
Love.
That's it. Love wins. That's the whole point. Love wins in the end. You know,
Yeah.
so we're going to win, and our reality is going to change at some point. We're going to see a shift in our reality soon. It's coming. It's coming very, very quickly. And people have to get their head, like Rondell always says, people have to get their head right. Because if you don't get your head right, you're not going to be able to adjust to the shift that's coming. Because whatever's coming, it's going to change the way we conduct life forever.
Yeah.
That's what I see happen. It's going to change the way we conduct life. It's going to be a whole different reality. It's going to be a whole different paradigm. Everybody, it's going to be more of peace and love and joy and abundance for everyone. And that's what we have to focus on. So if we do that, then we help others do that. And that's how it becomes what you just said. That's how it becomes our reality. Because we control this reality. The spiritual war of the mind is what keeps us in a low density.
Yeah.
So that's why the world is the way it is. Debt, pills, and all that other stuff. That keeps us low, because that's what the archons, the unseen forces that are around us, that battle that we're dealing with, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So once you see the demons, once you see the battle, once you know the playing field, then you can navigate it better, and then you create the reality to where it's like, oh crap, this is a new earth, this is a new reality, this is what we came here for. Because remember, we're still here. A lot of people aren't here anymore. A lot of people recently passed away. A lot of people tap out at some point because they can't hold the new frequency.
Yeah.
You can hold the new frequency. That's why you're still here. Same with her. Same with Steve. Same with everybody that we've talked to over the years. All these podcasts that we've done, is that people see that now, and so they're like, "Oh, I want to be like Courtney. I like the way Courtney is. I want to come up to her frequency," because a lot of people are trying to bring you down into the depths of hell, pull them into the pit, and they want you in the pit with them, because they're like, come on, Courtney, you gotta come in the pit with me. I don't like your positive vibe. That's the forces that are unseen.
I know, it's scary.
It is.
It is really scary.
It's
scary to think that so many people aren't thinking the way we're thinking and have no idea to even think what we're even thinking. It's just like, I want to help everybody, but
but you can't.
It's just hard because it's inner work. Nobody can do it by yourself.
Bingo.
Nobody's going to be able to change the way you think except for you.
No, it's inner work. It's 100% that. I mean, you have to go through that dark night of the soul. You have to go through that deep, wow, like, who am I? Where am I? What am I doing here? And how can I help people see this too? Because you start to feel like you're going crazy. Because there was times when I was talking to my sister about some stuff I was going through. I'm like, we're all fractals of the universe, and we're all lights of God and pure particles. And she just was looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, no, you got to understand. Like, I know this is what it's like. And
it's so hard to explain it to people when they're so closed-minded. They're just like, what?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's really not something you can explain unless you really know what you're talking about.
You mentioned the archons.
Yeah.
That's from the Law of One.
Yeah, they say.
Now, they said the archons feed on louche energy, which is a low vibration, and to take yourself off their menu, because they can't
feed
absorb
off that.
high energy.
Wow.
High energy is not able to be absorbed, but low is.
I like how you put that, take them off their menu.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
And then you will be, you'll ascend or so.
Yeah. That's where we're headed. Where people are ascending to a higher level, where you can see it. And I think on the topic here, I had about the animals too, about the birds and the different things. And I've noticed
more tame.
Yeah,
I'm seeing birds flying right up to people.
Yeah,
right on them.
Yeah, you can see it. You can feel it. Like I got you have a raccoon, right?
Yeah,
I
the dolphins. The dolphins. I have a dolphin at the river spot I go to.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yep. Yeah, see? And then I have a raccoon that comes around every night. Nice. My little buddy Ricky comes up and knocks on the door and like, hey, what's up, buddy? I'm like, hey, buddy, what's going on? Like, that's what's real, even though I'm like, wow, what am I doing? Like, my best friend's a raccoon now.
Yes. I mean, I believe animals have some kind of soul. You know, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
they're smart. And,
Yeah.
I mean, and we're intruding on all their land, so it shouldn't be any surprise that they come up to us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they're opening up more because they're starting to see more light from people.
I think so.
Starting to come out.
That's
So they're like,
the
hey,
positive,
let's see.
beautiful.
I think you're right there, because what happened with me is, I mean, before COVID, like I wasn't paying attention to nothing. I had fake plants out by the pool. Like I was like, I don't have time to water plants.
Yeah.
So like, what am I going to bother with that for? I got too much to do, you know. But now I have a whole different reality in the backyard. I have birds that come around. I have a cardinal that comes around every day. I mean, but I wasn't tapped into that before. And then, you know, the squirrels are my spirit animal. When I went through my dark night of the soul and got activated, my little squirrels would be my little buddies. But then this raccoon came to the house. It was a mama. She was looking for food. And I started feeding her, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden she brought her, I was like talking to her, like, why don't you bring your babies by? Like, you know, bring your babies by. And then like 2 days later, here comes 5 babies. So I'm like, got all these raccoons in the backyard. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then one day they never came back around. I was like, oh man, that sucks. I'm like, wonder what happened. And I don't know if the mom got something happen or she got trapped or whatever. But then one day I was sitting in the bedroom, and I rolled a joint. And something told me to go outside and sit under the tree. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go outside, sit under the tree. And I lit up a joint, and I'm sitting there and I'm talking. And then I look up in the tree, and there's a little baby one sitting in the tree just staring down at me, shaking. Aww. And I was like, oh, geez. I'm like, he must have been the one left after all the ones that got attacked or got caught. He was the only one left, and he's been coming back ever since. Aww. So something told me, like it was almost like telepathy. He was out there like, hey, help me. I need some food.
It's like, hey, go outside.
Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And that wasn't normal for me. That was abnormal. Now it's normal, you know. So that we changed our reality, we change our frequency, we change how we see the world. Yep. That's my rant.
I love that.
Yeah. Thank you. That's it there.
I love animals, and I just love everything about them. I think the human race can learn a lot from animals. Yeah, you know, just like.
Do you have 2 dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2 dogs, 2 ferrets, 2 cats.
Wow.
Goats, cows,
holy
chickens,
cow! Really?
A raccoon.
Do you have a donkey?
Oh my God.
I don't have a donkey.
Oh my God.
No.
You need a donkey.
No. No, but I do like donkeys. So.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
So, but I love them all, and they all have their own little personalities, and you know, and I just think it's scary when people are like, "Oh, I don't like animals," or it's a huge red flag for me. So if you can't get along with an animal, you can't get along with the human race, our own kind. Yeah. Like I don't know, it's weird for me.
It is. It is. Yeah. I mean, I think I think we turn our back on Mother Nature is what happens. Yeah. We turn our back on it because we don't think it's part of. We're so caught up in the world and the subconscious programming from all the TVs, all the boxes, all the phones, that we just turn our back on it and be like, well, that's just nothing. A bird, what's a bird? It's just a bird. It's flying around eating whatever, you know, making nests, making more babies, whatever. But then you realize, no, that's the cycle. That's the circle. That's the teacher. That's what's real. Yeah. That's the real thing. That's not, everything else is fake, phony, and false. That's what's real. At least in your reality that you create, it's what's real.
I learned yoga by watching the birds. Seriously, there's a pelican. I was today, dead serious. So when you have a torn rotator cuff, you get taught this thing called like a W stretch right there.
Oh yeah.
But there's like a spot in my back that it still can't get to. And I saw the pelican like just watching it at the river today, and its arms were like that way, like it was just airing out, like sunning out and everything. But it was doing it for a while, and I'm like, I started thinking, I was like, wait.
Good thinking.
I don't care how I look right now around people. I don't care. I'm going to stretch like this. And I'm like, oh my God, it got that spot in my back and I could actually reach my arms all the way back.
Wow.
And there's another one, I actually made a reel of it where the bird's like standing up on like one leg, like balancing on the thing. And I got someone like record me. So I stood up. I'm like, balancing, follow the bird.
Right.
So I had to learn a lot of yoga moves by watching the bird.
That's too funny. Oh my God.
Cool.
Right.
Stretches. And
that's just another thing we can learn from them.
No, 100%. Yeah. No, there's a lot.
They're just doing what they feel is natural and what is important for their body. They're not worried about what the other birds are going to think they look like, you know? And that's how we should look too.
Yeah,
and think.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes total sense because I mean that's nature. That's again God's creation as well. I mean, so it's part of nature. It's part of creation. It's part of what we've come accustomed to believing that with it we're part of everything. Everything's connected. So it's pretty cool. Anybody else? Anything else to add?
I actually have something.
Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm a Christian and I went to church on Sunday and their whole sermon was about being still and knowing that I am God. That was the sermon.
Okay.
And then not only that, but it was to just learning to be still and in your own space and learning to be comfortable in your own self. No music, no TV on in the background, no distraction. So kind of like meditating,
Yep.
you know, but just like making sure that you have time to just sit and then think about what you're thinking about and literally try to not think about anything.
Yeah.
So I've been practicing that. It's been 2 weeks now since I've been to that sermon.
Nice.
And the last 2 weeks have been really peaceful for me because I've just been like, you know what? Just need to be still. And instead of like listening to music all the time, I
Yep.
usually always have music on in my house, music or the TV going.
Mhm.
I'm just like, you know what? I don't need all this extra noise all the time. Even though it is always, I mean, sometimes it's good Christian music
Yeah,
and
yeah.
good country music. You know, it's not like rap and heavy stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
bad for your brain. But it's just like knowing that I don't need to. Don't fill. Be still was the thing.
Don't
too.
feel like that.
Don't fill
Rap
up.
is not bad for your
Yeah.
brain. I gotta
Don't
put
fill
that
up
in.
your space. You know, just be still.
There's bad country, bad rock.
There is.
There's
Yeah.
bad rap. Just because it's rap doesn't mean it's bad.
No,
You should check
no,
out
yeah.
this artist called Torian Ball, and there's a song called Jungle.
Ooh.
It's a really good motivational one that'll
Okay.
help get you up.
Yeah,
So
write that
rap
down
is
for
not
me
bad.
before you leave.
Yeah.
It may not be your exact taste of music,
I mean,
but just
I love
because it's
all
not
music. I
doesn't
listen-
mean it's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I
yeah.
listen to rap. I listen to all that stuff too.
Yeah.
But
I'm a
let me
strong
just-
Christian, but I'll throw on Kodak Black any day.
Exactly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah,
there,
No, you're good.
But
That's
that-
what I
but
was
that-
getting to. I'm not like hating towards any
No,
music at
no,
all. I
no,
love
but-
all music.
But I think what you're saying is too, and I've learned this myself, is over time, like I used to always go for a walk, but I would always bring my headphones and my phone, and I
Yeah.
would listen to
I would
a
do that
lecture
too.
or a documentary or
Yeah.
or whatever, a book. But then I started realizing, like, no, I just stopped bringing it. I'm like, I don't need to bring it with me.
Yeah.
I don't need that anymore. I just
What
need to
is
go for
here
the
around
walk.
me isn't
Exactly.
beautiful enough.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't do that anymore, and I stopped doing that a couple of years ago. So it's just you have to quiet the noise. You got to
Yeah.
quiet your mind. I mean, that's really what it comes down to: is quiet your mind, keeping it simple. And what'd your book say again, Steve? What was it called? The book?
The Law of
Law
One.
of One. Yeah. And the power of now. And that those type of scenarios.
Now.
Being in the now. That's why with TGI now, thank God it's now.
Yeah.
That's so it's we have to look at that from that perspective. The future doesn't exist. It's just an illusion. It's not real. It's a concept.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as the future.
It's not here yet.
Nope, it's not here yet. It's all that happens is
Yeah.
right here, right now, what we're doing right now.
Yeah, it's helped me become a lot more present in my
Beautiful.
present time. You know,
Awesome.
like listening to the birds and
Yep.
listening to my dog wag his tail instead
Yep.
of like blurring all that out with music or
Yep.
TV.
No,
You know,
makes
it's just
total
like
sense.
little things.
Yeah.
It's really helped me. It
That's
really has
awesome.
helped me.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do is help each other.
Going and watching the sunrise and sunset every day, at least one or the other, can really help you focus on clearing out those thoughts.
I
You're
like that
literally
too.
just looking like God creates a beautiful canvas on the sky every single day to
Every
wake
morning.
up to be like, hey, you're gonna have a great day. Look around. Or
Yeah.
hey, if your day was shit, like look at it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Turn
Yeah.
it around.
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
every day. So if you have trouble like pushing out or silencing those like thoughts or like having those still moments or getting into the deep meditation,
Yeah.
just go stare at the sun. Like,
Yeah.
don't stare
Get
at the sun.
outside.
They say it's so
Oh,
bad
no,
for you, but
yeah.
no, go stare.
You can stare at
Freaking
it.
sun.
Go stare at the sun.
It won't
Yeah.
hurt. It won't.
I love
It won't
that.
hurt. It won't hurt you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you need. I used to wear sunglasses all the time. I thought it was protecting my eyes, but I realized that's not the case. You got to let the light codes in your eyes.
Really?
You don't need sunglasses. I used to think that all the time. Like, oh, I'm protecting my eyes. It's like
Yeah.
that's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
I
I
don't
wear sunglasses all
Yeah,
the
I
time.
don't. Yeah, I stopped wearing them. Yeah,
Yeah?
I stopped wearing a watch too.
Yeah?
I don't wear a watch anymore either. Yeah, no,
Why?
because I just don't need to know what the time it is. I don't need to know. It's already on my phone anyway. So if I leave it away from my phone, I won't know what time it is.
Gotcha.
This is my watch right here. This is the now symbol.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's
I
my
love that.
watch. That's okay. That's
Cool.
what time it is.
Gotcha.
So it makes it easier for you to stay in the moment. I mean, that's a big part of it. It's a
I like
part.
that.
People need that. We need that now. You're really going to need it in the coming months and years, and what's going to shift on this place. It's going to be amazing. It might seem chaotic outside ourselves, but it's going to be better than we've ever seen before, and it's coming real soon. So just get your mind right and be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
Well, thank you for coming.
You're welcome,
thank you.
guys. I got to get back to work.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we appreciate it, though.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much.
Bye, Courtney.
Thank you. It's good talking to you too.
Yeah, that was
Steven.
awesome. Yeah,
Nice
yeah,
to
that's-
see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was good.
All right.
So am I hopping on? What am I doing?
Yeah, I was going to see, Joanne, you want to jump in? Are you good? Yeah. You guys Dina, you want to come in too? Yeah. Yeah, you got to have Dina come in here. Joanne, she can jump over there. Yeah, no, you can stay right here. Yeah. Oh yeah, bring a.
I'm going to switch out.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Thank
I appreciate
John.
you. Yeah, absolutely.
Conspiracy Club 101.
Yeah, man. That's
Thanks
it.
for having
Thanks
me.
Thanks for coming, brother. It's good to see you again. Thank you, man. So look who it is. Hi. How you doing? Yep. Let me pull this up a little bit. What you been up to?
I've just been taking a break from everything.
Yeah.
And just living.
Yeah.
Just trying to get my vibrations in a positive way.
That's what we've been talking about. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like what you manifest, what you attract,
Yep.
what you put out comes back. So
Yeah. No, it's huge. Yep.
but I still have that rebellion. I want to still go out and fight for what's right.
Yeah. But we're I think we're kind of past that now. I think we're not really going to wake as many people up as we were before in COVID and all that. I think it's time for people to realize that they have to do their work on their own.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear her at all?
Yeah.
Just have it a little bit closer. Is it on? Go ahead and speak.
Hi.
There we go.
Hi,
there we
you
go.
sound really
I
good
thought it
now.
shut off. I was like,
Now
oh
you
crap.
can hear me.
Okay. And then we got
Bruce.
Bruce is here.
Bruce.
Bruce, how you been, buddy?
Good.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Yeah. So we were talking about that, raising your vibrations, frequency, getting away from all the noise, all the clutter, all the clamor, all the craziness. I mean, I think that we're sitting in a time and place right now where we're almost in like the same window as COVID. Like it's all like building up again. Like all this energy is building up, this pent up energy of all these things going on, all these events going down, all this chaos that's brewing.
Yeah.
But it's all going to be for a good thing. It's all going to play itself out. But we have to witness it at this point. We have to witness the corruption. We have to witness all the chaos, all the bad energy, all the low louche energy we were talking about earlier. So that's really it.
Yeah, because we're not directly involved in what's happening.
No.
But we can, we still have to talk about it and share it, because I know there's a lot of people that you're not going to change their minds, but there's still some people out there that are hanging on the fence because so much is being exposed these days.
Yep.
It's so much, it's overload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And that's I think that's what people are being overwhelmed with, is the overload, that you can only take so much in, and that's why we have to focus on our backyard. I know you're writing you have a script, you're doing a movie.
I have a narrative feature film. It's basically based on true story about vaccines.
Oh, wow.
It's how it was started from Nazi Germany, how we took those scientists out of jail and brought them to America. That started all the pharmaceutical companies.
Wow.
It's also based on the whistleblower from the CDC relating to the autism and the MMR, that it causes autism.
Wow.
And then they buried that and they tried to hide that. And so there was a whistleblower, William S. Thompson is his name.
Okay.
And then it's based on true stories of families that have had, their kids injured by vaccines, especially the MMR and autism.
Yeah.
And before the MMR, it was the regular vaccines to vaccine your kids, right? That was damaging kids. And it's pharma. Pharma totally owns it.
Pharmacia.
Yeah. From the doctors at the hospital, they're the lobbyists that go up to the Capitol.
Yep.
They buy off the politicians.
And that's also in the screenplay as well.
Wow.
It's a domino effect, and it's coming right from the healthcare industry.
Yep.
Wow. Pharmacia, it's sorcery. It changes you. Yeah, it changes the way you think. It changes the way it brings you down in low vibration. You're
right. So we're not our true self.
No, you're not. You're masking it with pills and pain pills and whatever vaccines, jabs, whatever you want to call it. Whatever they're putting in that shit, it brings you down and just drains your energy. And that's that. They make it, like Steve said, it's you got to take away their food, whatever those archons or whatever they're feeding off our energy, our frequency.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. What do you think, Bruce?
Do any of you recall the time test? It was a little thing that had 4 prongs that would stick into you during school days. All right.
I kind of remember it. Yeah.
It was called a time test.
Is that what it was
TIN.
called? Okay.
Anyhow, I recall when I was in 8th grade, we were supposed to get them.
Yeah.
And what they did is they had a cart, and the nurse and some assistant nurse would come into the classroom. I was terrified of it, even though you shouldn't be, but I was.
Yeah.
I didn't take it. But what I did is I asked the teacher, "Can I go use the bathroom?" He goes, "Go ahead." I took like about a 45-minute pee break.
Yeah.
And when I came back, they were done. And they went to another classroom. But I recall before the ladies got there with the cart, he said, "Something good is coming for all of you."
Wow.
That was Mr. Cravette. Louis Cravette was my teacher.
Wow.
And I didn't take it, and I never got it. And whatever it's supposed to prevent or cure,
Who knows?
Same with this foolish COVID stuff. I
Yep.
never got that,
Nope.
and I didn't get sick.
No.
Yeah, everyone who I know who got the COVID, they've gotten sick over and over again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what happens. The sickness is in the shot. That's what I always say to people.
Yeah.
I said the sickness was in the shot,
It
so
is.
you're going to get sick. You know,
It
they
just
could-
was another strand of the flu because I didn't get the shot, but I got sick.
Yeah.
And I had a cold chills, I had a headache, and I had the body aches
Yeah.
that the flu gives you. It lasted 48 hours,
Yep, that's it.
you know,
Yep.
and then it took probably another week for it to fully get out of my system.
Yep.
But I was fine. You know, I didn't die. It was just another bad flu, another strain of the flu. And that's why I never get the flu shot because it's another strain. It's not, you know, it's, what do you call it? It changes itself. What do you call it?
Regeneron. Mutates.
That's
Yeah,
it. It
yeah,
mutates
yeah.
into something else.
Absolutely, yeah. No,
You know,
that's-
so you're not going to really kill it. And they've even had studies that said the COVID shot that you had last time, you have to have another one now because this one's not going to cover it.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's not going to cover what's going around now. So it's just another way to keep
It's not
None
going to
of them
cover.
are.
poking
None
you.
of them.
I know. None of it
None of them
works.
are safe either. There's hasn't been one safety, like double-blind inert placebo testing against any vaccine at all, ever.
Jeez.
And
So-
just think about it. Whenever they give you a medication, how long is the disclaimer?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. It's so bad. Like, oh, you can get heart palpitations. You get high blood pressure, depression, suicidal thoughts, diarrhea. I was going to say, yeah, that's why I wanted to be sitting on the toilet for 4 days. You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
what I want to take.
but
Headaches.
it got rid of that itch on your knee or whatever. You know, it got rid of that little rash that you had. You know. It's my uncle went through it. He went through it. He was so stuck on that where he would have one ailment and then he would go to the doctor would give him something and he would fix that ailment, but then he would have something else wrong with him. I'm like, what the fuck? Why'd you got something else wrong with him? Like, didn't the doctor fix the first thing? He's like,
No, you create the sickness.
he created kept over and over. Then it was like something in the throat. Then it was something in the knee. Then it was something in the esophagus. Then it was something in his colon.
That's what's causing that, and then
Right.
it causes that.
Yeah, it
And
was.
then you have several doctors treating several things, but none of them are talking to each other to know what kind of
No.
medications the other doctor's giving you. And before you know it, your medications are working against each other.
Exactly.
They don't talk about nutrition
No, that's
at all.
Yeah, not
And that's
even.
probably most of the cause of what everyone's illnesses are.
Yeah, it's just the chemicals in the food. you know.
Cleansing your body.
Yeah, you got to do a parasite.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually start this weekend. I'm going to do a parasite cleanse with the ivermectin and the other
Ivermectin,
stuff. Yeah,
fenbendazole?
fenbendazole, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I've been thinking about. I wanted to do the cleanse and then also a fast as well. So
Yes,
I'm
I
just-
did a lot of
Is that
fast.
something
did?
could film?
Okay.
Could you film like the cleanse, like what you're doing, and share it?
probably could, right? I guess.
That would
yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe it'll go viral.
Any worms?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
and
yeah, right.
Well, I mean, so the other
Right.
people are thinking cleanse.
Yeah.
Well, how does that happen? What do you do? You know, like in their head,
Yeah.
Right.
it might encourage show
Yeah, 'cause
other
we-
people what
Yeah,
you
because
do.
we all have parasites, so that's what it comes down to. We all have
Right.
parasites in our body, so you have to get rid of those parasites because that's a lot where the cancer comes from, right?
Although I did hear parasites eat heavy metals.
Really?
That's what I heard. And they're spraying heavy metals all over the place.
Yeah,
So it's
interesting. Yeah.
Right?
All right. Well, maybe I shouldn't
So
cleanse
you-
them out.
So we
gotta
got to
find
cleanse,
out.
but you have to do a binder as well,
Yeah.
like glutathione or
Yeah,
something
something like
to,
that. I might do the water fast first, and then do the cleanse after that. Because I have never even done a fast, so
Right.
I should probably do that before I do
And
anything.
probably get a colonic as well.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. All right, that's what I'll do then. All right. There you
There's
go.
your plan.
Eat a lot of raw garlic.
Raw garlic.
Yes.
Okay.
That'll
I do
clean you out.
I do the oregano oil. That helps. That seems
Yes.
to help with my
It's really good with immune
sinuses.
system.
Yeah.
Now, listen, the thing about eating a lot of raw garlic, I had a friend that did that, and no kidding,
stunk like a-
she was a walking garlic. She smells
Smell
like
like it.
garlic.
Well, I remember people used to take like the garlic pills, and then they would smell like
Yeah.
garlic. That was kind of weird. Yeah. So
Yeah.
unless you're like cooking Italian, then you could smell like garlic. You know.
Right.
if you're in the kitchen cooking, then you can do it. That's too funny.
You smell like you eat.
Right?
You know?
Exactly. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah.
So true. Comes out of your pores.
I know. So when's this manuscript is going to be done?
Well, the script is written. We're looking for a producer that's
Okay.
on board or like-minded like us.
Okay.
We need to find a director. We need to find an actor.
Yeah.
A name is what I've been told. You to generate the money that comes in, and then whoever helps
Yeah.
will be great.
Huh.
That's where we're at right now. So we're just trying to get it off paper.
All right. Well, you can find me. I'm interested in helping whatever we can do to help. Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, we all come together for this reason. We met at the fluoride, that's hydrofluoric acid in the water. In the water.
Acid.
Yeah. So we met doing that, and that's supposedly out of the water.
I would love to test it, but I don't know where you could have it tested.
Yeah.
There's a local place here on 58th Avenue, but they do bacteria. They don't do
Yeah. I'm curious to see if
acid.
it's really
really
been
wanna
done.
know.
I know, because I don't believe anything anymore.
I don't believe any of it.
Well, it's hard to believe anything. Nobody's honest with us anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
Okay. This guy's killing me.
Filthy. We are Surmont Entertainment, and we're going to get started with karaoke very soon. We
Okay.
start at 8
They're getting a
o'clock.
little.
All right.
So
We got
if
time.
you are wanting to sign up for a song,
We got time. They're just making their announcement for karaoke. Courtney's karaoke's coming up at 8, so we have to wrap it up here in a little bit. But we don't want to interfere. But no, we appreciate it. Bruce, you got anything to add with the vaccine or the pharmaceutical? And
Actually, no, but I do have something else.
go ahead. Absolutely, man.
Conspiracy involving USS Liberty.
Oh, I love that one.
Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Okay. But the thing is, it's something that is never talked about. Yet the same players who are involved have gotten us into their war to a neighbor who they can't get along with. Another neighbor, because they can't get along with any neighbor, ever, historically. But I just, wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
So I'm a veteran, and I appreciate any other veteran.
Yeah.
And these men are forgotten.
Yeah. No, I bring that up a lot. I mean, how did they get away with killing U.S. servicemen and be held accountable?
Because we're expendable.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. For those that don't know, the USS Liberty was the attack by Israeli warships that
during the 6-Day War. It was their way of attacking our ship and hoping that we would think the Egyptians did it, so that we would join them to fight the Egyptians.
Exactly. And then, like you said, nobody ever talks about that. Nobody was held accountable for it.
No.
Killing servicemen, not being accountable. That's amazing.
And the criminal in charge back then in this country, Lyndon Johnson, essentially let it go by.
Of course he did. Yeah, he shouldn't even been president.
I agree. I agree.
He shouldn't even been in office.
That's another conspiracy.
That's another one.
That I don't really want to get into tonight. We only have 10 minutes.
I know. Yeah. No. Absolutely. No. It's been a great show. Everybody really came out. We got some new people that came out. Thanks for having me. I know you've been wanting to come, and so I'm glad you were able to make it. So, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, you've been on the show before. You've been on the board report. When we were doing the fluoride push and all that. And so
I do have a question about fluoride.
Yeah.
Fluoride is supposedly to help keep your teeth straight.
That's a different fluoride.
That's natural fluoride. We're talking about hydrofluoric acid.
Yep.
Okay, but what is that one used for? What's its purpose?
Well, they say it's for your teeth. To help with your teeth.
But it's actually...
It's from the smokestacks. They scrub all the chemicals from the
it makes you, numb.
And so, yes. And stupid.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, where fluoride started in Germany, they don't put that in their water at all. And they all have nice, clean, straight teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, and that guy, I think the guy that you were helping you with your movie, he was from, where was he? He was from Germany, right?
Oh, he was from Austria.
Austria, yeah. He came and spoke and talked about,
He did,
all that stuff about the fluoride in the water in Germany, and they didn't have it, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and they were fine.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But they did it on purpose to dumb everyone down.
Yep.
And supposedly they used it in the water treatment in the concentration camps to help keep the people
sedated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Joanne.
I was going to ask her, does she have a website where people can reach her? For her film.
Conquerfilms.com.
Oh, okay. Conquerfilms.com. Check it out. If you want to help out and get that thing get it off the table.
Yeah,
and
she's looking for a star.
Get it rolling. Yeah, I'll be in it. I can do it.
Yes.
I could be the guinea pig.
You need
or
a
the-
lead star.
Yeah, right?
You know.
No more vaccines. Don't, don't take it now.
You know, so if Mike Lindell is out there, maybe he knows somebody
Right.
that he can send your way.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you
Because
never know.
Mike is out there also fighting all these wars with us.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, I've handed the script over to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. a
Really?
few times, and Del Bigtree, and
Oh wow.
that's it. Didn't hear anything back. So
Huh.
I
Interesting.
personally handed it to them numerous times.
Yeah. And they
Yeah.
just nothing.
No, nothing.
It's amazing how that happens. Like, I've reached out to some people about some things that I've been involved in. When I got kicked out of the school board meeting and got fired, I reached out to Grant Stinchfield, and he was with Newsmax at the time. Didn't want to cover it, and I was one of the first in the beginning. It was like May of 2021, so it was like one of the first parents to get fired from a job for speaking out, and nobody would pick up the story. Fox News, Tucker Carlson wouldn't touch it. Nobody would touch it,
And these guys are connected.
I know, but you know that they're
producers
connected
and
to something else, so then they're told not to do it. They still have handlers, so they just don't.
Makes me wonder.
Yeah, they still have handlers. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Is that that's why they have all the money, and we're all sitting around trying to make a living. Because they got handlers and they get paid off and they get blackmailed. Unfortunately, and that's what has to come to an end. And that's what I talked about earlier in the show. Was there's going to be some kind of a move of God that's going to move. That's going to change the way we conduct life. It's going to happen, and we have to get your mind right now. It's building up to the fact that it's going to change things, and all this corruption, all this poison, everything that's happening is not of God. It's of the devil. It's of the evil forces that are all around us right now, and they don't like this what we're doing right now. This is caca.
And like we're bringing our vibrations
Exactly.
higher by being together.
Yeah.
And they don't want that.
They don't want
They're
that.
gonna keep trying to divide us, but nope.
Hey, it's good vibrations.
That's right.
Bring a song.
Yep. Come on. Let's have good vibrations.
What exactly was the issue with the school board? Since I don't know anything about it, but I'd like to know.
Oh, for me,
Yes.
what happened to me. So back in April of 2021, a local doctor, a pediatrician, came to the school board and told the school boards that they weren't treating kids for COVID; they were treating kids for social anxiety, depression, and attempted suicide
With pills.
Yeah. And so he spoke about it, and then I saw wow, he's telling the board they're not treating kids for COVID, so we shouldn't be masking these kids up. So it's a no-brainer at this point. So I went and spoke at the meeting and told them we're going to unmask the kids and we're going to have a mental health crisis and et cetera. It's all on our TGI Now page of the video. And I went there and spoke about it, and they didn't like it. So one of the school board members called my job and then called 32963 and had Ray McNulty, rest in peace, that I was a bully to the school board. I was trying to bully them to unmask the kids. And so they fired me, kicked me out of my job 2 days later, told me to get out of the building. You got to leave. You're not welcome here no more. We don't like, you can't do what you do. We got to investigate. You might not be able to do your job anymore. Because they thought there was something wrong with me. I was cracking up that I was going against the narrative. Because I was always a fundraiser in town. I had a name in this town. And
What
so
was your job?
I worked for the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, okay.
for the county. So I was getting paid from the county, but I went on my own time. I was a parent. A kid went to school, and I was speaking up as a parent, and they still didn't like it. And so they just did what they do. They called the authorities, and they had me kicked out of the store, out of the building, and then I didn't have a job. They didn't give a shit. So that's what sparked the TGI Now podcast. Because then I was like, all right, well, that's the way it's going to be. Then I'm going to speak my truth every Tuesday night at 8:00. And that's it. We're done. That's enough of this. I'm not going to hold back anymore. So that's where we went, and now we got all these podcasts: Binford Chronicles, To the Point podcast, TGI Now, Shattering the Narrative, the Board Report. We have a whole podcast that talks about all the boards in the area in Vero Beach and in your county that we hold them accountable. And Joanne gets them on the show to talk about what they're going to run for, what they stand for, and hold them accountable. That's all.
Speak the truth.
Speak the truth. Yeah. So that's what happened. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it was a crazy time. It was. I was devastated, but I learned that I was going to quit the job because I was getting ready to quit anyway. And then God was like, no, you're not going to quit now. I'm not going to let you get away with this. you're going to go ahead and get kicked out of the building. You're going to get publicly humiliated on the front page of the newspaper, thanks to Ray McNulty. And, and then that was it. And I was embarrassed. I was publicly embarrassed because of the fact that I had a good standing name in the community. I was a fundraiser. I helped kids. I helped raise money to help people. And then all of a sudden,
they kicked you to the curb.
And they kicked me to the curb. And I was like, wow. And so I found out who my real friends were. And so a lot of the people that were friends of mine, I don't speak to anymore because they all turned their back on me. These are all my friends now.
Right.
I found my tribe because the other tribe was a fake tribe.
Yeah, that's the thing with the politicians is they know that we're out there working hard, taking care of our kids. We're so busy that we can't be watching over them constantly, and they take advantage of that.
That's right.
Absolutely. And they keep the truth from us, and they start running things. And if you even push a little bit,
just a little tiny bit, that's it. You're fucked. Yeah, and that's the end of it. That's what happens, And I learned it, but again, I was called to purpose, and I probably wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't get kicked out of that job. It would never happen. I would have went on my way. They would have left me the fuck alone.
Right.
That would have been it.
Everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. So I'm glad to be here. So it's great that everybody's here, and I guess we'll have to wrap it up here now because karaoke's probably itching. What time is it now?
We've got 5 minutes.
Oh, 5. Okay, we got 5 minutes. All right. So
Problem is there's too many Bobbies in charge.
4 minutes.
Right.
If you know who I'm talking about.
Too many.
Well, these podcasts help to keep the community informed.
Yeah.
Because now we're not catering to politicians. Nobody's paying us. Nobody's telling us what we're going to say. We're going to bring the truth and authentic conversations.
Yep.
What we know, what somebody else knows. It's for the community so that we're more informed when we have to go and vote for these politicians.
That's right.
And vote them out.
Yeah.
And like you do research, you're doing your film because of this research. That's how I met you, just like him. Remember, you just gave me a script and said, I'm showing up for that.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, but I'll be there.
Right.
And I showed up.
Yeah.
And that's how we all end up connecting because we all have the same heart, and that's to live a good, healthy life in our community and help each other out.
Exactly.
And then for our kids.
Yeah, we got to leave something behind.
You have to, because there won't be anything left. It's all going to implode. So we gotta be here to
Them
save
watching
it.
us do this,
Yeah, absolutely.
builds them up. So.
Yeah, no, that's the
good,
key.
It's a good example,
it is. No,
for
I
our
agree.
kids to know.
I agree. Well, that's a good.
Freedom isn't free.
No, it's not. No. We're sovereign beings, but we have to have our freedom.
Fight for that.
So.
So, sorry, I'm going to jump in and on the whole thing, the kids thing. That's why I've been doing what I'm doing.
Yep.
So some may remember, some may not, but that's why I say justice. So who's that girl? It's Justice motherfucking Jess. Do it for the kids. Do it for the justice. It's all for the kids.
You're right. No, I agree. That's why I went to the school board meeting. That's why I went there because that's why I went to the school board meeting because I was seeing what was happening with especially the women were speaking up for the children and nobody was listening. I was like, even a doctor comes in and says, I'm not treating kids for COVID. I'm treating kids for fucking depression and social anxiety. They weren't listening.
Yeah, because
I'm like,
they're stuck at home.
Yeah.
And the kids that had special needs weren't getting the attention they needed.
A local pediatrician was telling them this, and they still wouldn't listen. And that's
it wasn't part of their narrative. It wasn't part of their script.
Exactly, and that's why it triggered me. I was like, wow, they're not even listening to a local pediatrician his whole life.
Yeah.
His mom was a teacher in the fucking school, and they don't even give a shit. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. You see how I get worked up about it? So, it still works me up because it's just like we have all that damage now because these kids wore masks when they shouldn't have been wearing a mask in 2021. It was fucked up. It was bad. And there's a lot of kids that are messed up from it now.
And kids had panic attacks in school.
Oh yeah,
and they would put them in the discipline office.
Yeah, my kid went through it. He went through it the whole 2021 season. He went through it when he was at Oslo in 8th grade. He had the worst school year of his life. It was horrible. I told him not to go back. I'm like, they're going to mask you up. You're not going to be able to. You're going to be sitting in class with a mask all day.
But he missed his friends.
He missed his friends. That's what it was, and that's what Dr. Mark said. The kids couldn't be isolated. They needed to go to school. So yeah, let them go to school, but not wear a fucking muzzle.
Right.
So it really is. Here we are 6 years later.
Someone refused to wear a mask.
They would discipline you. They'd be like, you got to wear the mask.
They put you in the discipline office.
Yeah, it was horrible. Literally the first day we'll wrap this up. Literally the first day that I dropped him off when we were on forever spring break and finally went back to school. The first thing they said when he stepped out of the car and put his foot landed on the concrete was masks up. And I went and I heard the guy say it and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, they haven't been in school for almost a year. And the first thing they hear is masks up. and they're all standing out there with boxes of masks. And I was like, this is going to be a fucking problem. And I knew it then. I was calling the school every fucking. I was so pissed. Yeah, it was
All
bad.
right. Well, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up. Yep.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep. Oh, yeah, we're good. Yep. We appreciate it. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. And we'll see you next Thursday at 6 to 8 p.m. at Filthy's. Thanks, Angela. And get your T-shirts.
It's the second Thursday of
Second
the month.
Thursday, yep.
It should be an area as big as that, unexplored. This is tremendous. There's a little adventure down at the bottom of the wall. Admiral, do you hope to see that? I do. Well, Admiral, would you say that
This nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds. It was founded on the principle that all men are created equal, and that the rights of every man